Good evening, everyone. Well, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are in our globe. Welcome to season 4 of Wellness Wednesday. I am Dr. Eve. And for those of you who are new to Disruptor DAO, let us share that our mission is to accelerate wealth building opportunities by strengthening mindsets and advancing education and investments in disruptive technology. And this Saturday, folks, October 25th, we're hosting our third annual summit, The Future of Work, where we're bringing the future of work to life because we're going to be bringing amazing guest speakers so we can delve into some rich discussions. And we're going to be talking about so many different topics in such a small amount of time, from branding with AI to securing a position in the workforce in this digital era to cybersecurity and mindset and more. And tonight, folks, you're getting an exclusive sneak peek because guess what? We have 3 incredible Wellness Wednesday team members here with us tonight who are going to give you a preview, and they will inspire, inform you, and help you see that the future is not something to fear. Actually, it's something to prepare for. And that's why we're having this discussion tonight. And we're going to go into depth on Saturday, so you better be there. So let's start off and kick it off with our first question with Paula. Paula, here's a question for you, hon.
Okay.
We keep hearing about AI and automation changing everything, but what does that really mean for the everyday people, especially for our small business owners, entrepreneurs, those that are trying to create businesses?
Well, let me start off by saying I'm obsessed with AI. So I've been doing a lot of AI, creating different things, just testing it out. And all I have to say is, first, do not fear AI. AI is here to help you, not replace you. It's here to help you increase your salary if you're a professional. It's here to help you if you're a small business, startup business, solopreneur business. It's here to help you with your productivity, increase your scales. If you don't have the funding to hire people, this will keep your overhead low, and you can do multiple things in your business with AI. So do not fear it, embrace it, and learn the skills, because right now in today's world is what we need right now, and especially with what's happening in today's world, you're going to need those skills in order to either change jobs or to go out on your own. And one of the things that you should know is that Sam Altman, I believe that's his name, said there's going to be a first solopreneur who makes $1 billion solo. Think about that.
You want that to be one of us, huh?
Hey, one of us. So
at least one of our members of our community.
I'm looking. You know what? I'm gonna throw my hat in there. I'm gonna manifest that. I'll be the first. But I just want to say that. So I just think that, with AI and the way it's going and the way it's going to keep evolving, one of the things that I have to say, taking the certification class, and it was very interesting. He said that with AI and good human intelligence, so when you're doing your prompting, will produce an output of what you want that will help you increase your productivity, increase your salary, whatever you want to do, vision that and do it.
Can I give you an example? So say if someone uses ChatGPT, right, which is an artificial intelligence, right, that you can put, and it's literally spelled ChatGPT for those of you who are unfamiliar with it.com. If you was to type, what are 3 ways AI can help me in my current career? I think you would agree, you'll be surprised how many doors that one question can open. Mm-hmm. So is that what you were referring to when you say use a prompt?
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to, but you and do a little deeper dive. But let's put it like this. Use chat as if chat is your partner, chat is your best friend, and you're like, hey, best friend, I'm looking to change careers. This is my skill set. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. This is what I think I want to do, what I like to do. What are your thoughts? How can I get there? And that prompt will give you a better output than just putting in the first prompt. So just keep that in mind. It's more of like having a conversation. But all this ties into, again, helping you do in a professional setting. If you're professional, if you're a small business, this will all help you in a direction that you want to go into. And of course, it's all about the dollar. So increasing your pocket and your wallet in whichever way you want to do. But I just want to tie it into, you'll see a lot of this in the summit with Stefan when he does his demonstration, with David Wilson when he does his talk about AI in terms of if you're a professional, you want to go into a different career path. He'll be talking about that. So those are just some people that to look out for. That's going to address some of the automation and agent that we were talking about.
Oh, that's yummy, yummy. Thank you. And by the way, folks, if you notice on your screen, there's a QR code. That is the bit.ly code for our summit for this Saturday. It is virtual, it is free, and it is from 8:45 to 2, and you do not want to miss it. So let's continue. Actually, I have a question for you now, Robin. So we're seeing people use AI to launch their side hustles, design websites, so even prepare for job interviews. How can we begin to use AI as a growth partner and not a threat?
Actually, I was going to segue with Paula because I have two instances where folks that I know have used AI to do exactly what she was talking about in terms of getting new jobs. I have one client that she started looking for a job in July, and she started her new job in October, just this last week. Again, by making sure that when she put out her resume and did her search, she was looking for the jobs that met whatever job skills she had. So because there was a good match between the job and her skill, by the time she did the interview, within weeks she got hired. I'm telling you, from July to October, she found a new job. So that's one example. Another example, and this one was really an eye opener. A couple of weeks ago, we had a young entrepreneur who came on to talk about his particular business, and he works as he's a supplier of raw materials. I mean, that's his job. He goes out and he gets raw materials and he delivers it to various companies. And what he did, because he was starting out new, and what he wanted to do was he wanted to grow his business. This is him growing his business as an entrepreneur. And all he did was use, again, chat. It's not like Chat GPT is the only AI tool that is out there, but we're using it. That's one common that a lot of people know about. So he used Chat GPT to ask them, well, what businesses out there could use raw materials? And he listed the types of raw materials that he could provide. And within minutes, of course, he got a whole list of, at least about 100 different, sites that and contacts that he could reference. And he actually started calling these sites. And within one day, he found a number of people. Of course, he got some no's, but he was surprised at how many yeses he got for people who could use his services. In the old days, he would have been, knocking on doors, making phone calls, and not really being able to be as successful as one. So within literally a matter of days, this guy was able to basically establish new business contacts by getting this list of businesses that could use his supply. So this is regular entrepreneur. So again, what you want to do if you're an entrepreneur, you want to be able to list, well, what kind of products do you want to sell? What kind of customers do you want to generate? And so you're using this tool to basically give you back the feedback, where days you would spend the time sitting there looking. Remember the old days of the phone book?
Yeah.
Remember the yellow pages?
Yeah, the ones that used to use as a weight.
Yeah.
No, I used to use that as a salesperson.
Or if you needed to go to the bathroom, you're outside. But those
Yeah.
yellow pages gone.
Yeah.
Literally, within minutes, you're getting back feedback as to who you can speak to, who you can contact, how to upskill yourself. So you have to think, like as Paula has mentioned, you cannot be fearful. You have to look at this as an adjunct, something that can assist you
That's
with
fine.
whatever it is you're looking to do. And that's the beauty of understanding how to use AI to support you moving forward.
You know, I like that. I like that, Robin. And I also appreciate the fact that you mentioned, you know, we're not promoting ChatGPT, right? We're using ChatGPT as an example because it's one of the pioneers in this AI industry when it comes to this particular sector, right? Because there's Gemini, Perplexity, there's Claude, there are several out there. The point is for us not to be afraid to utilize it, right? So, for example, even if we was to use tools like Canva, right, or other types of AI tools to draft even a one-line brand story or new LinkedIn bio,
yeah,
right? I mean, maybe it's time to brush it up, to improve it, to enhance it. You know,
Mhm.
see how your professional presence transforms when you can let technology amplify your voice.
Exactly.
So
Can I?
yeah.
I'm sorry. I just want to hop in because number one, what you guys are talking about, the AIs can help with creating the sales letters, the sales funnels, you know, answering the call, answering the phone if you wanted to answer the phone, depending on how you set it up, which is called AI agents, or and set it up that way, in which you don't have to do all that. You can just concentrate on just, you know, doing your productivity in terms of, you know, going out there and selling. But let me just go back and say that I do remember the yellow books because in my radio days, when I got into radio, the sales manager go, here's the yellow pages, go for it.
Exactly.
Listen, I actually have a yellow book. I collect artifacts.
Really?
I have a yellow book, and I also have a dial telephone. But
You still have it.
I still,
Is it
yeah, no,
work?
it's not connected. It's no,
Okay.
no.
Some crews
I am
sometimes
like
pay to rent those out from folks, you know, because they can't
yes,
find them.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yes,
Oh,
yes,
no,
yes,
that's
yes.
fun. You know, folks, I think yes, there is. I mean, the reality is that there will be jobs taken, right? Or because there will be replacements, right? And replacements via, you know, all these different types of technologies coming into play. But if we allow that to hijack our ability to think, okay, how can we be useful, resourceful in our jobs? What skills can I bring to the table so that I am not replaced? We have to be proactive and think, okay, maybe we're actually using AI to save our very positions that may be threatened by AI, right? But these are all the different ways in which we have to now start thinking and having conversations with our kids, right? With the younger generation. Hey, what kind of jobs are out there for you where you can make real good income and you're not, and your job's not in the same level of threat that we see some of these other positions, right? As we see them now, that, you know,
And I'm
because of
glad you
possibilities.
brought that up because I think the key right now is people need to understand about upskilling. And that is
I like that
about
word.
literally not being afraid. Yeah, that's a term that's out there. It's not being afraid. There's literally hundreds and thousands of new training that's out there. And a lot of it is free. And you want to start to research, well, what kind of training, what kinds of skills are out there, and take advantage of learning this new stuff. Because again, AI is there to help augment what you do. The human beings are not going to go away. Let's put it this way.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask our guest speakers here, if you could drop some gems. What do you suggest if anyone in our audience is saying, okay, well, where can I go to look for training? What would you suggest?
You have OpenAI has on their website. It's free training there. You have Coursera, which is tied into Google. You have LinkedIn, which it has it. And of course, my fave is, of course, YouTube University, I call it, where you can go out there and a slew of content creators, shout out to them because they're doing a wonderful job in educating anybody who wants to go out there and learn anything. So I give them shout out to all of them for doing what they're doing. And even IBM has its own free AI and some other courses too. And in some of those, you can get certified. So depending on what your jobs you're going after, you don't need certification just yet. I mean, it's still early in the game. So the early adopters will be the ones who who will get the higher salary. But if you go out there and just start learning and just start, prompt engineering is probably one of the highest paid jobs right now that the companies are looking for. And those are ones who are able to go out there and understand how to talk to the AI. Let's put it like that. Talk to AI in the right way to get the right output they want for whatever the company's needs are. And that's in automation, that's developing GPTs or agents. They're the biggest one. And some of the websites, even Microsoft, I'm forgetting Microsoft. Microsoft has Copilot. And so Microsoft has its own free site for you to go out there and learn. So
all right. So you know what we're getting at here, folks, for all of us watching and for all of you watching, it is all about being proactive, not reactive.
Correct.
So my next question is going to go to Dr. Marie. A lot of people feel anxious about all this change, right? The tech, the economy. How do we stay grounded? How do we stay grounded and hopeful while everything around us is evolving so quickly?
Yeah, and as Paula was talking, I said, well, they just need to come to the summit, because at our summit, we're going to be dropping a lot of this information as to where to access this information technology. And yes, there's so much out there. There's so much out there that it can easily overwhelm you as to, well, which is the one that I should do? How do I do it? And it can provoke some anxiety. And here's what I have to say is that, change is dynamic. We had the internet came on view, and people were curious but hesitant about using it. Now everyone uses the internet. And 10 years from now, 20 years from now, everyone's going to be, well, actually, we've been using AI for as long as we could remember, for decades, but we just didn't know. So it's been part of our community and system already. But when we get overwhelmed, it's actually really taking a step back. And, as Disruptor DAO, one of our pillars is mindset. So here, and even at the summit, we're going to invite you to shift mindset. We're going to be talking about how you can shift your mindset to receive information in a way that supports you, right? You, at the end of the day, you still have control. You still have control in terms of how you use it, when you use it, and if you use it. Now, we're going to encourage you to use it because we want you to be part of the game. If you're not in the game, you will be the game, right? And when we are in the space where it's a little too much, I use my breath. And I invite people to use a very simple tool that you have 24/7, and that is your breath. Is taking the breath and say, okay, let me just step back and center myself and help my brain focus. Our breath is one of the most important tools that we have to help center and balance. And even as you're using the Chat GPT, the Claude, and the Perplexity, and the this and the that, and as you're using it, they're giving you information. They give you a lot of information, and then being able to discern which one is right for you, and is it authentic to who you are. And at the summit, we're going to have speakers who are going to show us how to make it authentic to you, right? So that it speaks in your voice, and so that you don't feel that you are perpetrating someone else, because there are ways to make ChatGPT and these other tools become germane to who you are. And so what I invite people to do is really be mindful of the tool that you're doing. Understand that it is a tool. It is a tool that you use, and that is not going to use you. And as a mental health professional, I do have students and clients who are using AI for their wellness and well-being successfully. And they're looking at their nutrition, physical exercise, even personalized guided meditation. And I will say that AI and these new technology can be scary, right? It can be scary, but only until you can face and be in the fear to understand the fear that you can then control it. Remember, change is always dynamic. Some change are good, and some changes can be challenging. And it's going to be up to you how you're going to incorporate it in your
Love
life.
that. Love that. And thank you also for stressing that it has to be tailored to you, right? Because this tool doesn't know you from Adams. It doesn't know if you're a 25-year-old looking for a job or if you are 65-year-old looking for a job. It doesn't know if you have a disability or if you have a specific skill. So the more you tailor it so that it gets to know you, that's important. But note that, and it's something else that you also said, you have to double check your stuff. You really have to double check your stuff because this isn't perfect either. It's still getting and grasping, information, the AI itself, right, from the internet. But there are some things in the internet that are not accurate. So you still have to double check whatever it is that you are, the information that you're gathering.
It's all about, yeah, sorry, Dr. Eve, it's all about the data.
Yeah.
It is what you input is what you're going to get. So, and you are always the expert of your information. And so I work at with college students, and they are using a ChatGPT. In fact, I'm actually going to do a session on how to properly use ChatGPT with my students, and for them to understand the bells and whistles. And it's not just for their essays and academic progress, but other things that they can do, because I think it's important, because it is their future. The future of work, it is their future. And so I'm looking forward to seeing several of my students on Saturday. In fact, maybe I'll give them extra credit also.
That's a good way. That's a good way of doing it.
I like that. No, it's all about
it's
sharing the information, right? It's like we have to share this information. Look, we're doing this and we're doing this pro bono. We're not charging anyone for this information. And yet, sometimes it's hard to try to get people to just hear what we have to say. We're not getting reimbursed by YouTube. I mean, it would be nice maybe sometime in the future, but that's not happening. So it's like, how do we gather this information? How do we spread it? So for all of you watching, just spread the word. We have a wonderful summit coming up, and we're here every Wellness Wednesdays. For those interested in listening to the replay that Robin was speaking about, that episode, I believe it was episode 58. It was called Dream It, Build It, and Monetize It. Our guest speaker was Sam White. For those of you who want to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and look at our replays, please do that. And by the way, this is Cyber Security Awareness Month. I will be leading with my entourage here, with their support as well. We were going to be doing a cybersecurity coverage next Wednesday that you don't want to miss. So I hope that you come back next Wednesday for that as well. It's going to be a really good episode. I believe that would be episode 60. And just a quick reminder, make sure we could have our QR code for our summit up one more time. Be sure, folks, to register. You're not going to want to miss that. And if you have any information, if you want any further information, if you look at our description box, for those new to YouTube, that's the little box below the video that you're watching. There's more information about our about the summit. And if you like what you were hearing and you want more information, leave us a comment. Let us know if this was a good session. Let us know what you like.
A thumbs up.
That's right. We would like to hear from you.
Like and subscribe. We'll take it.
What we're asking is subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll remember when we're live next week, and post a comment. We'll love to.
Dr. Eva, I'd like to add one thing to offer Dr. Marie. For the students, for especially the ones who are going to graduate, There's a data out there that talks about the employers are looking for people who know AI, and especially
Yeah.
as a newly grad, this is the way to take advantage of it. And if you start learning now while you're in school, the percentage was like 75% or 80% said that they would hire someone who knew AI versus someone who is experienced. So for those grads who are like looking for jobs, I know right now with everything's going on, and how you're feeling, but this is a great opportunity to find jobs by just learning AI, understanding how to prompt, and putting that on the resume and being able to explain it. So I would encourage any college student or a student who is going in a trade or whatever your choice is to learn that.
Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing
Exactly.
that.
Thank you so much. And I've been telling them as much that employers are looking for people who understand and know how to use AI.
There's a lot of businesses out there who don't know how to use it. Just the other day, I went to I had to go for a medical visit, and the technician who was working with me had some brilliant ideas. We just started chatting. He was like, what if we could come up with an app that blase, blase, blase? And I said, why don't you use Gemini or ChatGPT or Perplexity? Why don't you use one of these features, tools, and see what you can come up with? I was surprised because he didn't know what ChatGPT was. So it's they are needing that, so I know we are wrapping up our discussion, but unless there is any other questions, I want to say thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you to our guest speakers and colleagues. We are going to have to we're going to be working on a summit in the next couple of hours here, making sure that we're ready for you on Saturday. So look forward to seeing you again on Saturday, on a Wednesday.
Have a great evening.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.